Hello students. Hi, I'm Dr. Chitra. How are you? Today we are going to discuss about the story of village Palampur. This is the first chapter of your economics subject. The purpose of this story is to introduce some basic concepts related to production. In this, we do through a story of an imaginary village called Palampur. Palampur is a village which does not exist. It's an imaginary village which is created to make you understand about the different concepts related to a production. Okay, so Palampur is well connected village with neighboring village and towns like Raiganj, which is a big village and it is just 3 kilometers from Palampur. Shahpur is the nearest smallest town to the village, which is a small town just next to the Palampur. In Palampur, in this village, 450 families are living, which are of several different castes. 80 families are of upper caste, who owns the majority of the land in the village, as well as their houses are also quite big and are made of brick with cement and plastering. But on the same time, the SC Dalits comprise 1/3 of the population in the Palampur village and live in the one corner of the village and in much smaller houses, and some of which are simply made of mud and straw. So how many families are there? 450 families. Okay, so small village. It's not a big village. It's a small village. So 450 families are there, out of which 80 families are of upper caste and 1/3 of the population is comprising Dalits. Okay, so this is a composition which is of the families who are staying in village Palampur. Now, we can see that Palampur is a village which is fairly connected with well-developed system of roads, transport, electricity, irrigation and schools, health centers. So, this is something which we can see that for the existence of the person, we should have the basic things like road, transport, electricity, schools, health centers. So all these facilities are available in Palampur. In India, maximum villages or across villages, we can see the activity related to production is farming. People are existing or people are doing the activity for their basic needs are farming. So in India, as I said, in villages, farming is one of the main production activity. So in same way, in village Palampur, the farming is the major activity of production. Apart from that, other activities such as small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. carried out, but on a limited scale. It's not in a large scale because the majority of the people are in agriculture or the farming part. So this is the overview of the Palampur village. In the story of village Palampur, we are going to discuss about three important things, or we can say the basic things which we are going to cover is requirement of production, farming activities, non-farming activities. As I said, that what are the production activity? Farming or otherwise non-farming. So this is basically a model which is explaining that what are the topics which we are going to cover under the part of a story of village Palampur. So let's start with the first topic, that is organization of production. This is one of the important things which one has to understand, that is input and output. I think it is becoming complex terms for you, but don't worry. It is very simple if you understand in a layman way. Input. For example, you have to make a Maggi. What all things you need to make a Maggi? You need Maggi packet, you need water, you need pan, you need gas, and then you cook all these things and finally you make your Maggi to eat. So, input, that is the things which we require to make something. Okay, so to eat Maggi or a cooked Maggi, we need some raw material, that is Maggi packet, water, pan, gas, that is input. And when finally we have a cooked Maggi with us, that is known as output. So in factory, when people are making this Maggi packet, so to making that Maggi, which basically you use to cook the Maggi, in factory when they are making that Maggi, they need so many raw material, and finally the output is that packet which they are selling in the market. Okay, so land, labor, capital, entrepreneurs or enterprise is known as input. Okay, and when we produce something, some goods, and finally send that goods to the market, that good or service or product is known as output. I think it is clear that with your example, when we have to cook the Maggi, then the raw material which we require or the products which we require to cook the Maggi is the input. And when we cook the Maggi and finally we will get the final outcome, that is final cooked Maggi, that cooked Maggi is going to be output for us. Okay, so in this slide you can see there are factors of production, which is land, labor, capital, enterprise. So if you see here, this tractor is capital for the person. The land is also one of the factor of production where I'm going to drive this tractor. The person who is driving is labor, and all these things which is combined, the capital, labor, land, that is known as entrepreneurship. The person who is going to utilize all those things in an effective way is entrepreneur. Okay, so we will be discussing the factor of production now. As I explained that input, whatever things we require to finally produce something as a goods, that is factors of production. Here land, labor, capital, enterprise, when we combine all these things to produce goods and services is known as factors of production. So factors of production are the resources or inputs needed by the producer, the person who is going to produce something, in order to create an output of goods. As an example, all the raw material required to make a Maggi, cooked Maggi, is the input, and the final cooked Maggi is our output. So output of goods and services. Factors are the basic building blocks of the economic activity, because if I want to have or eat Maggi but I don't have a Maggi packet, can I make the Maggi? No, it's not possible. So what will I need? So the basic factors is required for the economic activity. So factors are the basic building block of any economic activity. If I have to make a goods and sell those goods in the market and earn some money from the market, I need a factors or I need an input for that. Let's take an example. Amu is a girl who want to build a toy car. Okay. She wants the toy to be a race car. Okay. She cannot make the toy car out of nothing. If she don't have any product with her or she don't have any raw material with her, how can she make the car? So to make the toy, she need to collect and join different things. So can you tell me that what could be these things be? What could these things be? What she need to make or to build a toy? Okay, I will give you the answer. Amu wants the toy to be made of plastic. So the first thing she needed to a plastic. Second, to run the toy car, she need batteries. She will need an antenna for car and remote to be connected. Ammu will also need to buy small tires so that the car can move. So you can see here in this example, when Ammu want to build a car, she needs so many things. So factors of production are all the things that are needed to make something. As shown in this example, Ammu needs plastic, battery, antenna, tires, etc. to make the car. So this is all about factors of production. Hope you all understood what exactly is factor of production. We will discuss about all the factors, that is land, labor, capital, enterprise, in our next video. Thank you so much and hope to see you in the next video.